Are you ready for a big moment? These are my test tapes, Faro Test 1, 2 and 3, and they're all these Maxell UR tapes. Now, they are quite beaten up by now, and also cassette decks don't really seem to vibe with them that well, more often than not. So those are going into the trash, and here's our new selection. We have a Sony FN, we have a Sony HF, and we have a Sony CHF. So 3 new testing tapes. I haven't used them yet, so I'm not sure if they're in any good shape. They may be in horrible shape, in which case I will need to replace one or more of them, because they are obviously used. But here we go. This is our new test tapes. Let's get some audio. As you can see, I tidied up a bit. Ready to make a mess. I don't seem to be getting particularly lucky with these Denon DRM 800 decks. I have tested 3 recently. I'm not sure if they all made it to the videos yet, or if any made it to the videos, but the first one had issues with the door not staying closed, because there was a part missing. I actually bought that one for myself, so that sucked. The second one was from my friend Roger, who unfortunately died, and his worked, but was a bit vibraty and it needed new belts, which not the end of the world, but yeah. This one looks in the roughest of shapes. That's not always bad news. We got fast forward, we've got rewind, and we have play, and we have sound as well. We have 0 highs. I really wonder what those heads look like. Actually pretty good. Let's clean them and see what we get. Do we get highs after this quick wipe? Okay, so they were dirty, but nothing visible came off. It's very quiet though. What's going on here? Let me try a random other tape. I don't know, I didn't record this one. I don't know how this one's gonna sound. Let's see what it does. Okay, we may as well go through them then. That was Yugoslavian music, as it turns out, according to the label, and it did sound like it. This is... Oh! U2, much louder. Did something go wrong recording this tape then? That's a problem, because that's a reference tape. Let me grab another one in a sec. And this one's supposed to have... Pure. Okay, so I think my royalty-free music tape is a bit iffy. Let me grab another one. Because I recorded 5 of them at the same time. Sorry, I bumped into you. Is this one better? Long intro. That's a lot better, so something's wrong with this tape. Let me toss that one. I know I could re-record it, but I just want to make sure I don't bump into it again. Let's try recording on this one. Record. We are recording, it's not great. Okay, it's not great, but then I don't know what shape this tape is in, so let's get a slightly more modern HF. Also the heads may need a better clean, let's see. Oh, there we are. So you are going into the trash! Okay, this one seems happy now. Let's try this FN tape, because we may as well see if these are usable for reference at all. That one's not happy either, so we only have one good Faro test at this point. I obviously grabbed not my best tapes, but they haven't all been tested because there's thousands of them. So I just grabbed a few. This is our current Faro test tape that works, but it does sound healthy. Let's try something a bit more challenging. Here we go again. That source, that's tape. There's some difference, but I'm not worried. This one's actually not too bad. I think if I give this one a good clean and let it run for a bit, this one's going to be A-okay. So if that is indeed the case, this one's going to stay with me, because I was looking for a good one. And it may not be the prettiest, but I don't care. And then we had this slightly older Sony TCFX33, has a number on it, 732. Not sure what that's about. We have no fast forward, we have rewind. We now have fast forward, and we have play. That was our earlier recording. This is not the royalty-free music tape. This is, so let's try this one. That's pretty happy. What doesn't appear to be working is the tape selection LED, so are they only for recording? Let's see. The door opens a bit aggressively. Of course we get feedback. Okay, let's try what happens with this. Are we recording at all? We are running. There we are. Oh, we have input, good. Let's try. No 3 heads, so I can't compare right away. Slightly nervous LEDs, but let's see what we get. Okay. It doesn't appear to have recorded. Let's try this again. I think. Oh god. Well, that was short-lived. Oh, we have forward again. Okay, cool. No, why does it? Okay, something gets jammed. So if I go from this, no. Can't fool it anymore. It won't play. It will not play ball. I think a belt just broke. This may be worth fixing, although I could never test recording because for some reason it just didn't. I'm not sure what that's about, but it sounded pretty good on playback, so I know you like cassette decks, so I'm grabbing one more and then I'm going to do something else again for variety. I'm going to see if this one runs first before we go through that whole thing again. Nice buttons. Where's eject? That's weird. It's around the headphone. Capstan is running. That's good. Fast forward, rewind, playing. Nicely used. Big. Let's hook it up. See what we get. You know what? That's a pretty good sounding machine. Better than the others so far. Even better than the Denon, I think. And it wasn't even set up correctly. Although that was the Denon's recording, so it's got that going for it. That was again accidentally the testing tape. Let's try that. There's a button called Brilliance, which does add a little brilliance. That does maybe mean I was cheating a little. Let's try recording. See what we get. Playback's very hopeful. Recording, and the song is over. Then louder. There we go. Plus 3 dBs. Ferric tape. It's got Dolby as well. Got record muting and a counter that works. It's a pretty cool machine this. I love the design. Very TX from that era when they also made stuff really orange and such. Okay. Sort of fully expect this to work. Let's see if I'm right. Sounding deck, but there's definitely some vibration going on, so it does need a new belt or just some exercise. But I think a belt is just, you know, when they are around the pulleys for a long time, they sort of wrap around the pulley and they stand like that for years, they become egg shaped. Definitely worth a new belt considering how good it sounds, but also it needs feet because it currently doesn't have feet and someone put holes inside for some reason. This thing has seen things, but it is worth fixing. The TX V300. I didn't know this one, and it's cool. It's a little JVC amplifier, the AK11. Now I think this is an underrated little bugger. No one pays attention to these because they are super cheap, but they tend to work, and they don't sound bad. It's still a chip amp, blah blah blah, cheap amplifier, but as far as those go, especially on a budget, pretty decent little amp. Let's see if it proves me right again. I am in aux. I'm not hearing anything yet. What am I doing wrong? Or is this one actually broken? Oh, dirty switch. We have one good channel now. There's the other one. Yeah, it sounds good. Bit harsh, but not bad. You can hear there's not a lot of power in this one. It doesn't do everything with the ease that a more powerful amplifier does, but it's transparent, has a nice tonal balance. It's crisp. Quite a lot of transparency and detail. It's a decent little amp this. Let's try the other inputs. This was tuner. Let's do tape. Yep. Let's do... Was that tuner? That was aux. Let's do tuner now. This is tuner. Or was that tuner? Bit dirty. Now I'm unsure which I tested. There we go. Okay. And then there's of course phono, but phono has a higher sensitivity, so that goes all the way down. And we get the muddy sound of a line signal on a phono input. Oh, ooh. Okay. Is that the amplifier or is that the cable? Because that is already... I mean, is this an old cable? I don't even remember now. Let's see. Okay, the cable seems fine, so I think the phono connectors need a little resoldering, which is easily done. You just add a little bit of solder, like tin. Oh, it seems fine. Oh, yeah, there you go. I was gonna say it seems fine now, but that's the only issue with that one. So that needs a little bit of love, but honestly worth it. And I don't think it's too hard to get to. I'm actually going to give it a shot now. How wrong I was. I never had to open any of these up. And it's not a chip amp. It's a discrete amp. That also explains a bit why it sounds so good. Although I've heard some chip amps sound pretty decent. That being said, I was not right about how easy it is to get to that. I need to take the whole PCB out because the soldering points are all the way at the bottom. Sometimes they're soldered to the top, but these are soldered to the bottom. So I'm gonna unscrew this PCB and hopefully it's not the biggest pain in the back to get to. Because yeah, these of course don't have a lot of value being this little simple amp. So doing too much work on these is generally not worth it. But let's give it a shot. I tried reflowing it from the top because I was like it's gonna be too much work otherwise and I didn't feel like it. But then I realized I can actually get to it from the bottom, like so. It's a bit bodge, but it should work. So there's a soldering point. Ooh, it's kind of hard to get to still, but it should be doable. Oh no. Is it? I don't want to melt my cassette case. Can I put this here? There we are. Let's see if it worked. Because if it doesn't work, I'm going to have to take it all the way apart, and I don't really feel like that, so I will do it if I have to. What am I doing? No, they were here. Interesting build. Weirded out that it's still doing it so badly. I feel like it should have helped, but let me try another input just again. It was my cable after all, for crying out loud. Oh. Yeah, it is the cable. Okay, so now we know, can't trust that cable. I'm not going to replace it right away because it's quite bleed, but now we know there's an unreliable cable. So this amplifier, except for the dirty switches, is a-okay. Let me go clean these and move on. Here's a tip. If you see these pots that are closed so nothing can get in, because it always does, you have this strip here that makes sure that they are connected. So one pops out when the other one's being pushed in, as you can see. There is a little hole in the pot there. if you just spray with high pressure some WD-40, well, it doesn't have to be WD-40, but like contact cleaner in it, it does get in there, and as you can tell, completely crackle free now, so all good. It's a bit of a cheat, but it works. I also did these. We just do them from the front, and this also from the front, and this one because that was just easy to get to. You have to be a bit creative sometimes, but this one is completely ready to go. Another tip, if you ever work on one of these amplifiers and you take all the screws out and you still can't get it to come apart, there's these little plastic clips that clip into the top here. They're kind of hard to get back, but if you squish them you can. There you go. They also keep the top on. They look like design elements, little grey dots, but they are actually here to keep this part on. You will break them if you pull them too hard, so you do want to take those out, and after you take the screws out, because otherwise you won't get the thing to come apart. It's really frustrating. 2 more record players and then that's it for today. You may not even notice the difference. I may just carry on tomorrow and for you it's the same video, or this may just be the end of a video, I don't know. This is a Philips 302, bit beaten up, but wait, the sub chassis is stuck. Did someone put the... Oh my goodness, they actually put them in. Huh. That is rare, these are always missing. It has these transport screws, oh that's not good. There we are. I'm not sure why it makes all the noises though. Probably just a dirty, yeah, just a dirty head shell. All good. It has a belt that is in one piece. It actually came with a second belt that is also in one piece, which is good because the original belts always deteriorate in the most dramatic of fashion. This has a screw underneath it, this thing, which is clearly gone loose. Let me see if I can, okay, there we are. Should probably do this better, but it is tightened now. Yay. This turns separately from this, so you can just turn this around. I think we're good. Oh, a bit further. Yeah, there we are. Let's see if it runs. Yeah, these are reliable buggers, these. I hear a bit of a buzz, but that's probably just the DIN to RC adapter picking up some stuff. Oh yeah, here we go. 45. Yeah. Good stuff. They sound good too. For me it's you. We shall never. Did you really think that Villa label would have the real Beatles? I don't think so, although I've heard worse covers. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, does the anti-skate work? Let me set the weight a bit lighter. That's a bit too light. There we are. We have way loads of anti-skate and not as much anti-skate, so that all works. Not bad. Bit of a buzz going on, but again, adapters, never ideal. Ah, so there's a buzz when you do the lift, put the lift down. There's probably a muting circuitry in there. Yep. So that needs a little looking into. Yep, anti-skate works perfect. Does it have shut off? So we have a bit of a buzz there. Oh. That already sort of solves the buzz. I think the adapter is to be blamed here. There's a lot of interference going on here, so yeah, I think it's all good. Probably just interference. So this one is A-OK and a rather nice little record player. I do like these. The Philips 302. I'm not sure what the difference is with the 202. Probably the auto shut off. One more record player. Let's do this. It's a Lasa, and I think these were actually for language institutes for practicing. Not the most reliable things out there. What's kind of cool about this one is it has the 4 speeds: 16, 33, 45 and 78. So you betcha, if this thing works, we're going to play a 16 RPM record because we can. Speakers here. Oh. In pretty good shape. It's the Lasa Studium 2. So that's studying, sort of, or study in German. How does this power on? That's how it powers on. Ooh. Is that the cartridge or is that the amplifier? Something's not happy. something is severely distorting. It's the cartridge. Yep, that's not a happy cartridge at all. URA, made in Italy, Lasa. Okay, so they have their own cartridges. What I'm going to do, because I noticed that the feet of the cartridge, it's probably not going to focus, but they're quite dirty, so let's grab a glass fiber pen. But I don't think so. This sounds like a faulty cartridge, not like a dirty feet issue. But my feet are clean. So it's at least not me. Okay, that's positive. Put a little bit of contact cleaner in there. Just a bit. Just a smidgen. It's a bit conductive. As you can hear, the buzz gets louder. I got it in my face. Now my glasses are greasy. So the thing is, you can only push the cartridge in when it's separate from this little thing. And this little thing is not held in by anything that I can tell. So, and there's nothing to hold it on by. So trying to get this to... Who designed this? Oh, Italians. Yeah. Love the country, don't get me wrong, but I've had a few Fiats. Better, but not great. See? I'm not sure what causes it though. It's love and I know it. Either way, I think it's safe to say that it sort of works. Let's get a 16 RPM record because come on, it's cool. This is Super LP, 1.5 hours of non-stop music and song played at 16 2/3 RPM. This is from the late 50s from South Africa. And look at how many tracks are on it. Very short songs it seems, but no, they are just very slow. You can't change the speed when there's a record on it, which I'm sure made sense to someone. Here we go, 16. That's not 16, that's 0. It just stopped working. Uh-oh. Well, that can't be an impossible fix, but there's definitely something loose. Okay, that was positive. Still nothing. Is the motor running? Yes, it is. There's a little spring there. That is now just dangling. I'm supposed to pull the idler to the motor pulley. Now I don't know where it came from, obviously. Yeah, here it is. This came loose. A little spring. I'm just gonna throw it in for now. Let me turn it off first. Because this should be an easy fix, but not for now. So I'm gonna put this record back. Unfortunately, bit of a sad ending to this this testing series, but this one's gonna be okay. And I'm not too worried about the card either. I think that's a pretty easy one to find. And even if it isn't, it's in great shape, so it's absolutely worth fixing up. Let's see how far I get with this one. In the end, I'm just the tester, but I get challenged quite easily. I'm gonna have my game night now. I do a weekly game night with friends. We started it during COVID and we are still doing it. And after that I'm going to chill the fuck out. So I see you in the next video or in the next whatever comes next.